Hello, my name's Jonathan Porterfield of Eco Cars. You might have seen my other videos. We specialise in LPG and hybrid cars, and this is confession time. This is my my joy and pride, or pride and joy. It's my Lotus Elise. I've had it for the last 3 years. Because of my business expanding, I need to release some capital. So very, very sad day, but my Elise has to go. So without choking up, I really don't want to sell this car. It is just a delight to own. I shall really miss it. But anyway, enough of the emotion. It's a 53 plate. It's an ex Lotus demonstrator. AU is for Norfolk on the registration plate. I'll show you all the details in another video clip in a moment that's attached to this. It's the 1.8. No head gasket issues whatsoever, and when I had it, I had fitted a PTP coolant system, which basically sends a coolant around the engine a slightly different way, so it alleviates any head gasket issues. Last year the alternator gave up, which is a common problem on the Elise with lack of ventilation for the alternator, so that's been replaced with an upgraded one. It runs absolutely perfect. There is no problems with it at all. I've replaced the battery and everything is here that came with the car. The cover for the roof is fine. There's no rips or tears to the fabric roof. There's the original toolkit that came with the car, and also the supplying dealer was JCT 600 Brooklands. There's a little bit of sort of complimentary oil in there that came with the car. Shell Helix oil. So this car really is as original as it gets. So everything is original with it. There's even the original Blarpunks plastic case for the head unit of the radio, which I'll show you in a moment. Locking wheel nut key is present down there as well. So really do drive ever so well. I'll show you inside. So this has the leather trim and the electric windows, and as you can see, the leather seats are in very good, clean condition. We've got Lotus embroidered on the back of the headrests, little interior light, and a net at the back to carry any valuables in. It's very clean. There's no signs of any undue wear. It's done a very relatively low mileage. It just needs a vacuum out. So the passenger footwell is very clean as well. I think it's best if I just get in and show you some other features. So there are two sets of keys. I'll show you the other set later when I do a video of the history. Both with these key fobs, they're Cobra key fobs. It also has a tracker system fitted. So we have the immobiliser light flashing there. So you turn that off, press the big fob. That turns the immobiliser off, and then you have about 30 seconds in which to start it. So all the warning lights go out as they should. There we go. That's just the seat belt warning light that's flashing, and now that's the handbrake warning light. So the mileage they're showing, again I'll explain this in the history, is 19,485 miles. Now, as I'll explain in the history, it did have a new speedo at 11,000 miles. So it's roughly 30,000 miles this car has covered from new. But I'll explain that a little bit later on. It's the standard Blarpunk stereo with a removable front that came with all these Lotus Elise. And the only thing I've done is I bought a connection off the internet that plugs into the back of this unit, so I can plug in my iPod. So you just turn it to the auxiliary channel, which is nice. So for those of you that know about the Elise, you know all the features, just nice basic functions here. Normal wiper stalks, indicator stalk and wiper stalk, and light switches down here. So I've just popped the roof on just to show you there's no rips or tears to the roof lining at all, and it fits nice and snug. And I'll just walk you around the rest of the car. So the front, I'm afraid, it's got quite a few squash flies The only thing I can really pull it up on is the alloy wheels. Some of these have got some curbing. The front driver side is perfect. The discs are fine, they're not lipped at all. And plenty of tread left on the front tyres. All Bridgestones, of course. The rear offside wheel has got some curbing there. This was from when I actually had it. I've not refurbished the wheels. And the only other imperfection is a very slight graze here. Again, this has been like this for the last 3 years. I've never actually touched in, but that would touch in relatively easily with a pen and look virtually invisible. I just haven't got around to doing it. Oh, I fitted a Jan Speed exhaust system. It's got the normal catalytic converter on, and that has also just recently had a new lambda sensor as well. So the rear near side wheel, again, it's suffering from some grazing where it's been curbed, not by me, I hasten to add, and some of the lacquer's come off there. Again, the rear discs are fine, not lipped at all. The front wheel, again, it's got some gouges out of the alloy there. These can be refurbished by your local tyre specialist. No scrapes or dinks other than the one I've just pointed out. It was the limited edition with the Eon, which was for the Queen's Award for Export in 2004. Lotus won an award, so that's what's got the Eon on that side. Or the other thing I can point out, at some point, again, not done by me, there was a stone chip there, so that's been touched in with a pen, just a little bit on that panel. The rest of it is very clean. The windscreen is chip free as well. And just to show you everything works, it's a remote locking. It says, press the button in properly, there we go. So both remote locking, and of course you can unlock it as well. So everything works on the car as it should. So just take you for a short test drive and then we'll look at the history. Right, before we go on the test drive, I'll just show you the inside of the roof. Again, there's no rips or tears. You've got the two bars here which retain the shape. I'm going to show you as well. I'll just start it up. The electric windows work fine. That's the passenger one. There we go. And then the driver's one. So all the electrics work fine on this Elise. So I'll just wind this up, and I'm just going to mount the camera now on this window. And there we are, mounted on the window, so just start her up. So again, as you can probably see, all the warning lights go out. Got my seat belt on, that stops flashing after a few seconds. I've also got a temperature gauge down here, it's reading 73 degrees C, so I usually wait till it's reading around about 80. It's just flicked to 81, just so it's nicely warm before we stretch the legs of the Elise. So let's let this motorbike go by. Just pull away, there's no snatches to the clutch. It drives exactly as it should. If you've never driven an Elise, you really are in for a treat because the handling is absolutely fantastic. It really is nice and taut. You feel everything through the road, and you almost think these round corners are so responsive, and you really can feel every ripple in the road through the steering wheel. No power assisted steering, so you feel absolutely everything. Makes for a huge grin on your face. So fifth to fourth to third, the brake off the brake, turns in nicely, no undue clunks. There's a fair amount of rattles that happen with all Elises, it's just the way they're made. But everything does operate exactly as it should. Pulls very strongly in all the gears, and you have to keep your eye on the speedo quite a lot. So just take it over this pump-back bridge and just pull it up. And I will really be sorry to see this car go. So it pulls up nice and straight, doesn't pull to the left or the right. And I'll just finish off now showing you some of the service history. So just showing you some documentation for my lease. So that's the registration document. Registered it to my business, Eco Cars, and showing 2 previous keepers. The first was Lotus themselves, and then this gentleman from Beverley, I think it's in Huntington. And just to show you, I've had the car since, there we go, the 7th of November 2008. So 177 grams per kilometre CO2, Lotus Elise S, convertible. So everything's there. If you want to check out this registration document, you can use that document reference number on DVLA's website. So the V5 is here. Looking at all the previous MOTs, well, all but one. This MOT is from 2008, so you should have had a 2007 one, but that's not with me. But it's showing 10,000 miles. This was after the Speedo was fitted, the new Speedo, which I'll show you in a moment. 10,000 miles, 13,000 miles, alright, 17,000 miles, and 18,000 miles. So since I've had it, I think, yeah, that was the first MOT I had done at 13. Year after, I had it done at 17. So what's that? 4,000 miles. And then last year I did just over 1,000 miles in it. So if you use this MOT test number, and while my camera's not focusing, and you can see it there, I'll read the number out to you. It's 666 878 691056. Go onto Vosa's website, quote that document reference number, and you can look at this MOT and also all the previous MOTs as well. So that's the MOTs, that's the V5. 2 keys. The keys I actually showed you whilst I was in the car, and also a spare key fob, an arm fob, and a spare key, and a spare metal part as well, along with the original tags from Lotus, and also emergency key card serial numbers in there as well from Lotus. So looking at the history, the little service book again that came with the car. So the supplying dealer was actually Lotus Cars, and there's the VIN number and all the details. First, the supplying dealer, that was the change of dealer, so it was sold then to JCT 600 Brooklands Lotus. And just showing you with one hand the stamps. I think it's the next page. There we go. So Lotus Cars doing the first service at just over 1,000 miles in March 04. Next one at 9,000 miles in, where are we? The 7th of October 04. And then again at 1,125 miles. Now, just made a note here, the new Speedo was fitted at 11,219 miles on the 13th of April 2005. So that's, it's got the details of JCT Brooklands and their phone number, so you can ring them up and check that the mileage of that new Speedo. So then it was serviced again with the Speedo showing just over 1,000 miles, and then again 6,600 miles. And I had it serviced at my local garage using Lotus parts at 13,200 miles, and last at 17,027 miles on the 9th of November 2009. So just over 2 years ago, but I've only done 2,000 miles the last 2 years. The new cam belt was fitted at 10,000 miles, again on the new Speedo, on the 13th of February 2008, so it's not due a cam belt change. That hefty build job has been done. So all the printouts from JCT Brooklands are here of all the work, and also itemises the new Speedo that was changed as well. So nice printout of all the workshop sheets from the Lotus dealer. There's a manual for the Blarpunk stereo system that came with the car, and also the official Elise manual with all the instructions and the operating instructions, the instruments, everything you need to know is all here, along with a 2004 supplement with just slight changes to the 2004 model. So that's nice to see. It has got a tracker fitted. I don't know whether it's activated. I think you need to sign up with tracker to actually make the system live, but everything is here that you need to know about activating the tracker system. So it does have a tracker fitted to the car, which you can easily activate with the company tracker. So I hope this has been of some use to you. If you have any further questions about this great little car, then feel free to give me, Jonathan, a ring. Thanks for watching.